Jake and the guys were very easy.
Now at 6, authorities charge an Allen County inmate with attempted murder, just a week after charging her with assault on a police officer. Plus, the Joplin Humane Society puts the Howl in Halloween for a Howl and Scream event. And Calypso Scuba carves out its own unique brand of Halloween celebration.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities charge an Allen County inmate with attempted murder 1 week after charging her with an assault on a police officer. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Elise Snowy. Authorities at the Allen County Jail say Raven Gomez assaulted another inmate during a meal. Authorities say Gomez used a piece of broken glass as a weapon on the other inmate, who was not fatally injured. Gomez and Brandon David were arrested on October 18th and charged with the assault of a Jasper County police officer. Gomez's bond is set at $100,000. Chris Warner joins us for a first look at weather.
Yeah, we've had an absolutely just dreary day out there. Cold rain across the area, even heavy rain at times. Looking out earlier at the Cornell camera, downtown Joplin, on the rooftop there, as you can see, just cloudy, dreary, wet outside. And that's how it's been. We've been getting pauses in this activity, which is what we figured would be the case. We'd have scattered showers, and there's even been a couple of thunderstorms out there here and there. And we've definitely seen some heavy rain, and we're not quite done with it yet. MoDOT camera, 30-second range line earlier today, also wet roads, and this is going to continue across the area as we head. Look at this. A couple days ago, near 80 degrees. As we head into the future, temperatures in the low 40s. So temperatures will continue to fall across the area. The showers will continue through tomorrow, and we will warm up a bit by late next week. We'll have all the details on that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes.
We'll check in with you soon. For some people, Halloween means tricks or treats and recreational vehicles. Last night, Wade's RV hosted the RV and Treats event. RVs were decorated for the Halloween event, not to mention loaded with giveaways and lots of candy for the kids. This family-friendly event also featured a pet costume contest as well as a prize for the best decorated RV. Calypso Scuba also got in on the holiday fun with an underwater pumpkin carving event. Today, participants were invited to bring a cleaned out pumpkin and carve it in the pool. And yes, there were prizes. After digging into some pumpkins, everyone was invited to dig into some gruesome graveyard buffet. There was no charge for the meal, but donations were encouraged and the proceeds went to a very good cause.
Charlie 22 will use the funds as needed. They give Bibles to veterans and they hand out things, and we all try to do outreach to help people find out about them so that they can get involved in the ministry.
This year, the money was donated to Charlie 22, a nonprofit that helps end veteran suicide. One area animal shelter also brought Halloween fun to the whole family, including 4-legged family members. The Joplin Humane Society Animal Adoption and Resource Center hosted the Howl and Scream event today. Families were invited to come out and trunk or treat thanks to area businesses and organizations. There were also tricks and treats along a walking trail, raffles, games, prizes, and more, including special treats from our friends at Starbucks.
Get some people in here that maybe wouldn't necessarily come into the shelter, and just kind of get the message out. You know, we want to give back to the community, but we also want to highlight the pets that are here available for adoption.
There's nothing greater than rescuing a cat, rescuing a dog, and then seeing it come full circle and seeing a child who might have just had something tragic happen in their life come in and adopt that animal. There's nothing better than that.
The Joplin Humane Society is at 140 East Emperor Lane in Joplin. From the spooky to the supernatural, Halloween has something for everyone, and the Spell Moon Magic Fest provided another way for families to have fun. Families could come out to the Little Sugar Farm in Jane, Missouri today and enjoy such witchy workshops, including broom making, smudge stick creating, crystal and stone whisperer, herbalism demonstration, and solve making. Magical sessions included hypnosis, moon movement, and even a mystical magic photographer and tarot card reader. There was also a witch and warlock hat contest.
Believe it or not, I had another event scheduled for this weekend that canceled several months ago. And so my friend Tia of Wild Floor Yoga and I decided to host a Farm to Spell Moon Magic event. And we just got together and thought it would be really fun to get a lot of our friends together who all do different things.
The Spell Moon Magic Fest wraps up with live music and a closing fire circle. The Fall Fun didn't just include Halloween events, as the Nevada Fall Festival also kicked off today. Nevada, Missouri hosted their first annual Fall Festival. Families were invited out to enjoy live music, food trucks, plenty of arts and crafts, acts throwing, a talent show, and much more. The event was held at Marmaduke Park, and despite the cold, families sure had a blast.
We wanted to just bring families together to be able to have an event to where families can come out here and be able to enjoy a day out with their kids, with their families.
Well, it's just a group of us getting together of different organizations of housing, the chamber, the city, the YMCA, and the radio station collaborating.
Nevada's only change for next year is to have the festival earlier to beat the cold. Coming up, PSU might be enjoying homecoming, but the Gorillas football team has their hands full with keeping their perfect season alive. John has the details in sports. But first, what would Halloween weekend be without a trip to a spook house? We're taking you inside the notorious Waco schoolhouse. As Halloween creeps closer, it's time to get in all the spooky fun before it's too late. Tonight we step into the world of terror at the Waco Schoolhouse Haunt. I had the chance to go behind the scenes and learn more about the terrifying world within. Brace yourself for a chilling exploration. Waco Schoolhouse Haunt stands out as one of the most hauntingly iconic spook houses in the four-state area. The historic schoolhouse in Asbury, Missouri, dating back to 1934, found a new life in the hands of brothers Jason and Brian Wren, who reopened its doors 11 years ago.
My brother's birthday is the day before Halloween, so we talked about it for years, going to all the different spook houses around the areas, and then one day we decided we're getting too old, we better do it now.
The Wren brothers transformed this once abandoned building into a living nightmare, attracting hundreds of thrill seekers every October.
To work on it all year long. We change a lot of stuff up every year. Every couple of years we do major renovations. It takes a lot of time. You come in and you start with a blank slate and you just get ideas. We're on the internet all the time looking at things, and you make things up.
Some of their masks and prosthetics come at a significantly spooky cost, with some even reaching $1,000.
When we grew up, there was trash bags and just all black rooms. We have lit rooms, very well Hollywood type sets that we consider them, and we spend a lot of time over here.
The spook house boasts a dedicated crew featuring dozens of actors, including makeup artist Megan Stanley, who has been a part of the Schoolhouse Haunt team from the very beginning.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's definitely an adrenaline rush for you when you walk up behind someone and they're just completely scared, and especially the ones that drop to the floor.
Well, now that you've had a chance to take a look behind the scenes, it's time to go on a journey through all the spine-tingling screams. My producer Peyton and I had the opportunity to walk through the haunt and witness the horror firsthand.
I can't do it. I don't like it. Please don't, no one come out at me. I can't do this right now, okay? It's all good. So we're in this hail.
It's safe to say the Wren brothers and their crew did more than just give Peyton and me a successful scare. We'll leave you with the sights and sounds, or rather the spooks and screams of the Waco Schoolhouse Haunt. Tonight is the last night the spook house will be open in operation this year. They'll be open from 7:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. We'll soon have extended cuts from our visit at the haunted house on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. A little later, the city of Pittsburgh shows off its Gorilla Pride as it turns out to celebrate homecoming for PSU.
Do you yearn for connection? Are you in need of encouragement?
Welcome back to the KOAM News at 6. So it's been a cloudy, dreary, wet day across the area. It's much needed rainfall for sure, but boy, with the cold temperatures, it's been an unpleasant rain. We've even had some scattered thunderstorms in there. So again, another look from our camera on the Cornell complex, downtown Joplin earlier this afternoon. Gray, dreary, and of course, plenty of raindrops on the camera. So here's a look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker. Going back a little bit, we've had even thunderstorms out in parts of central Kansas. And when we zoom out, I'm going to show you something that's going to kind of be crazy out there at the thunderstorms. And we've even had some heavier rain, even a couple of rumbles of thunder with the activity through here, and we will continue to see that. So the zoomed out mode we set for wintry precipitation. You see all those lightning strikes? That's in with that mixed wintry precipitation. Now it's not a winter storm or anything like that, but they're getting some thunder sleet in parts of central Kansas. And thankfully for us, not quite cold enough for that yet, but you can see earlier we did have some thunderstorms roll through the area. So let's head on down the road. What's going to happen? Well, we're going to continue to see two things. One, temperatures fall. Two, we're going to continue to have scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. Those will persist through the night. We'll go into tomorrow morning. Just like now, there will be pauses out there, but we're going to continue to deal with all of this rain across the area, showers, storms, some heavy rain possible out there. Now, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but in parts of southeast Kansas, Yates Center, Fredonia, Chanute, right along this line and northwest, we could see a brief transition to a wintry mix. Now, we're not really expecting it to add up to much of anything, but it could cause some slick spots out there. And if it does transition, it should be relatively brief because the rain should begin moving out later in the evening and overnight. So it'll move out before it starts to get too cold. The other factor is temperatures are going to be falling throughout our Sunday as well. Here's a look at our rain chances through the next 24 hours. And you can see they remain relatively high and just 7 to 7 for us tomorrow. Again, way up there on those rain chances across the area, and we're looking to get a decent amount of rain out of this, upwards of an inch almost for most of us, little lighter amounts out to the northwest. Again, dreary, wet earlier today from all the cameras across the region. You can see it was just a plain old black kind of day, but again, at least we're getting the much needed rain. Through the evening, temperatures continue to fall into the low 40s with the rain chances, and they'll level out there. Here's the problem though, we'll have some gusty winds overnight, gusting upwards of 20 out of the north. Gusty again tomorrow, scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two, but temperatures will be falling through the day. So we'll hit an early high of 41 at say 2 o'clock in the morning, and then temperatures will gradually, they thankfully won't plummet, but they will gradually fall through the day on Sunday, back into the upper 20s for our lows. Halloween, by the way, by Monday, still cold. Halloween, cold. You're going to want to bundle up the kids or maybe find an indoor event for trick-or-treating because it is going to be chilly. However, next week, temperatures do begin to rebound, and they do so quite nicely as we go back into the upper 50s, upper 60s, and even some lower 70s out there. So just a few days of some really cold weather, and then temperatures will turn around and be a little warmer for us. Elise?
Thanks, Chris. Well, not all festivities today were of the Halloween variety as Pittsburgh State University celebrated its homecoming. The event featured marching bands, dance teams, floats, and plenty of Gorilla Pride up and down Broadway. Well, still ahead, Webb City Volleyball tries to punch its ticket to the state semifinals. And highlights from Pitt State's football homecoming game against Sioux Falls. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Pitt State is celebrating homecoming this weekend, and from a parade to special events for students, no homecoming weekend is complete without a home football game, and the Gorillas fighting to stay undefeated. Pittsburgh State playing in the rain on its home field for a non-conference game against Sioux Falls. In the first quarter, Chad Dodson dropping back to pass. He throws into the rain and finds his tight end, Devin Garrison. Big pickup, that's a first down. Later in the drive, Gorillas still on the move. Running back Antoine Squire takes the direct snap, and he goes right up the middle into the end zone for the touchdown. Gorillas lead 7-0 right away. Next Pitt State drive, Cleo Chandler takes the handoff and he bounces to the outside of the defense and gets into the end zone to easily score the touchdown. PSU up 14-0. Now late in the second quarter, Pitt State leading 21-0. Chad Dodson winds up and throws deep. Colby Katzis is there for the grab. That's a 48-yard pitch and catch for a first down, and it leads to this play. Dodson to Garrison in the corner of the end zone for a 14-yard touchdown. Pitt State leads 27-0 as the teams go into the locker rooms at halftime. Now into the second half, second play of the third quarter. Dodson hands off to Antoine Squire. He's off to the races and he's gone. 61 yards to the house. Gorillas up 34-0 at that point. Pittsburgh State goes on to win 55-6 and improves to 9-0 on the season.
We try to take what the defense gives us, and they're committed to stopping the run, good weather or bad weather. And so we knew we were going to have to throw the football a little bit, and we liked our matchups there, and our guys did a good job of winning some of the one-on-ones downfield.
Missouri Southern has had an up-and-down football season in 2023. The Lions opened the year with a loss to Northwest. They won 3 in a row after that before losing the next 3. But coming into this week off a dominant win at Lincoln last Saturday. Cold and rainy day in Joplin. Lions hosting 15th ranked Central Missouri. 0-0 in the first. Lions punting it away. And take a look. This ball looks like it might be touched right there by a UCM player and recovered by the Lions. However, officials say it's UCM ball even after reviewing it. So the Mules drive down the field. Quarterback Zach Zabrowski calls his own number, gets down to the 1-yard line. Very next play, Mules punch it in. Weston Bridges, the tailback, gets into the end zone. 7-0, rain intensifying as this one would go on. Now it's 14-0 UCM, and the weather affecting the offense. Jaden Stoshak makes a catch, but as he's tackled, the ball comes free. Initially, he's ruled down by contact, but after reviewing that, it's changed to a fumble. It's UCM ball, and they know exactly what to do with it. Running back Marcellus Hawkins this time breaks a few tackles and gets into the end zone. It's 21-zip Mules. They're not done yet. Lions, when they get the ball back on offense, Luke Sampson looking for an open receiver. He gets drilled in the backfield, taken down for a sack. Then in the closing minutes of the first half, Zabrowski again, this time throws to the end zone. He finds his receiver, Derek Rose, in the end zone for a touchdown. 28-zip Mules at half. All UCM. Lions lose their 5th game of the season, 42-21, the final score. And over in Missouri, high school volleyball, Webb City on the road at Jefferson City this afternoon. In the state quarterfinals, the Lady Cardinals lose a close one, 3-2. Came down to the final set. They finished the year 27-7 with the district championship. And Elise, elsewhere college football, your Jayhawks with a big win today, upsetting previously unbeaten Oklahoma.
I couldn't believe it. I don't think many people still can.
Yeah,
so
they're still celebrating late into the night, too.
Oh, I'll be celebrating too, of course. We'll be right back. Well, much has been said about Taylor Swift here in the 4 states, but a woman in Ohio wanted to make a different statement about the pop star by immortalizing her likeness on a massive pumpkin. Jeanette Parez has been painting pop culture-inspired pumpkins for years and released a time-lapse video of her latest creation, a depiction of Swift at this year's Grammy Awards painted on a 399-pound gourd. Parez even included a smaller gourd painted like an NFL football as a nod to Swift's current vogue. Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. Do they even need an announcement at this point?
Yeah, I don't know if they knew. I figured it's official by now.
Yeah, I think so. Well, final sports now.
Yeah, we're going to have more on the big win for the Gorillas tonight. They're 9-0 now, still unbeaten, and just a couple of games away from another undefeated regular season.
Well, that'll be exciting to see.
Definitely.
Well, that's our time for now. Thanks for making us part of your night.